Welcome, Annie Collins here for the Fairy Stamper. Today we're going to create this fun coffee card. Let's go to the products I used to create this card. So from Fairy Hug Stamps, I'm going to use Sheldon, and he is FHS 407. Next, I'm going to use the Sunflower Table set, and this has a little sunflower table with a little tree stump chair, and that's FHS 409. I'm going to use AnnMarie, and she's FHS 407. Sheldon is 408. I'm sorry. And I'm going to use the treat set, which is FHS 426. I'm going to use the coffee mugs for sure, the little cake and the little cupcake. One of these. I haven't decided yet. Okay, so for our sentiment, we're going to use Crafty Friend, which is FHS 427. I'm going to use the Fairy Hugs craft papers, and that's Bumbletwinkle, and I have pulled out one of the designs. I have my card base, which is made 110-pound card, which is white. I have a layering cardstock in that light purple, and I'm going to use that paper right there from the set that has mostly purples in it for the background. It has some green flower grass and a little sun. So I'm going to start by adhering our craft paper to our layering cardstock, and that's to card panel to our card base front. I'm using Barely Art glue here to adhere our panels together. Get that all smoothed out. So I went ahead and stamped and colored and fussy cut my images just to save us some time. So I'm going to go ahead and basically I'm adhering most of the items flat except for our main people, which is AnnMarie and Sheldon. So our little tabletop, our little tree stumps, they all go down flat. And then I'm going to pop up AnnMarie. She's going to sit on this little tree stump. I like this little sunflower table. I love how the sunflower creates the little canopy. It's so adorable. Alright, so when I have her holding her cupcake already, I adhere those together with a little bit of Barely Art glue because I wanted everything to have foam adhesive all the way around. Now you may notice that there's a little cupcake, that she has some color to her. I stamped this out with Memento ink over and over and over and over my images so that I can color them in with Copic. I gave her pinks and purples, and then I gave Sheldon more purple colors and blue colors, more like a blue violet on his wings and his body. Now I'm going to add here Sheldon here, get him all on our tree stump. I just got to remove the rest of the backing off my foam dots. This last little one, these little ones are the hard ones for me to take the little backing off. And I also have him holding his cupcake. So I'm gonna, and I did the same for him. I had put a little bit of adhesive on his hand, adhered a little cupcake, so I can put foam adhesive all the way across. Once I sit him down, there he goes. That's his little cupcake. How cute! I'm gonna give them their coffee. Now I'm gonna give Sheldon the smaller cup and her the bigger cup, because sometimes hanging out with your dragon friends requires a little more coffee. I'm just thinking. I don't know. Alright, so there we go. Everybody's all situated. So now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. For my sentiment, I wanted that to match nicely. And I didn't have a yellow cardstock in hand that matched. So I just took a piece of the white cardstock that I had, and I used some distressed Oxide and squeezed lemonade. That gave me the perfect yellow to match my Copics and everything else. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my sentiment right on that, and I'm going to use some VersaFine Onyx black ink, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment on here. Then I'll fussy cut around it so I have like a bubble cut all around, and you'll see that here in a moment. So I'm going to stamp this. I'll stamp it a couple times because I want it nice and crisp, and since I am stamping on Distress Oxide, I want it nice and crisp. Alright, so now that that's all set, I'm going to trim off any of the extra that I don't need, so that when I go to fussy cut, I don't have a lot to cut around or cut off. And to be honest, at first I was going to just leave it squared like this, and then I didn't like it. So that's when I think I show you. I'm going to double check. Yeah, see, I start thinking, oh, I'll just leave it squared off. It'll be fine. But it didn't fit how I wanted it to fit, nestle nicely. That's when I decided, no, I'm just going to fussy cut all around. And so I'm sorry I'm a bit off screen. I'll pop up here in a second. There we go. It's just harder for me to see when it's that far away from me. So I tend to move it closer to fussy cut for two reasons. One, I can't see that well when it's that far away, and I see better when I take off my glasses, but then I need to bring it closer. It's a thing. It's a whole routine with the glasses. So anyway, I'm going to get this last little bit fussy cut all around, that little snippet on the end, and then I'll use some foam adhesive behind this and pop that up right there where I was showing you I was going to place it in the beginning. And I like the way that little bubble cut goes all the way around because it makes it fit nice and nestled in, and you can see more of that little sunshine background. Alright, so I'm going to grab some foam adhesive here. Once I have that on there, we'll pop it up and then we'll add some finishing touches. This card came together pretty quickly. That's even with fussy cutting all my little images. They weren't so hard to cut out, and I'll be honest with you, I only fussy cut the smaller little images. The bigger ones I used my scan and cut to fussy cut, so I didn't really do it, the machine did it, so it even went quicker. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in some confetti here in mostly blues and purples, just to add a little accents to our card. I'm going to put some around our sentiment, near our little friends down here, one on the sunflower there to just draw your little eye up to the little canopy part of it, and then just all around our friends. And just give it just a little touch here and there. Now this is an extra thing. You do not have to add sequins to your cards if that's not something you like. You prefer enamel dots, use enamel dots. If you prefer stickles or liquid pearls or nouveau drops, add those. It's, if you don't like any of it, don't add any of it. It's just how you would like to finish it off. I think I'm going to add one more and we're done. So here's our completed card. You have a nice pops of colors because I was able to color their wings and add little accents to them. So we used the Fairy Hugs craft paper, the sunflower table set, Sheldon, AnnMarie, the treat set, and of course our sentiment, which is called Crafty Friends. A little distressed Oxide, a little bit of a VersaFine ink to get everything together. I'll have everything linked for you in the description box below to take you straight to the shop for it. Thank you for being here. I hope you found some inspiration.